Buenas tardes. Bueno, vamos a comenzar entonces con la lectura del artículo. Impact of the digital economy on college graduates return to hometown employment. Evidence from China. Abstract. This study leverages post-poll theory and social capital theory and data from four waves 2016-2022 of the China Family Panel Studies of systematically investigate how the digital economy influenced the return to hometown employment decisions of college graduates. The results offer several insights. First, the digital economy significantly increased the probability that graduates will return to their hometowns for employment, and these positive effects shows a consistent upward trend over the study period. Second, mechanism analysis reveals that the digital economy attracts graduates back home by primarily facilitating industrial upgrading in their hometowns, with this mediating pathway accounting for 45.73% of the total effect. Third, social trust exerts a differentiated moderating effect, while particularized and generalized trust exert negative moderating effects. Institutional trust not only directly encourage return decision, but also promotional effect of the digital economy is more pronounced among students from central and eastern regions with highly educated parents and with bachelor degrees or below, as well as among female graduates. Fifth, the digital economy is fostering a structural shift toward entrepreneurship in return to hometown employment. Sixth, it significantly improves the settlement stability of returning graduates. Accordingly, this study suggests that accelerating industrial upgrading, enhancing the credibility of local governments, and optimizing the entrepreneurial environment are crucial to maximizing the digital economy's role in supporting the return and retention of talent. Introduction. For decades, China has faced significant urban-rural disparities in income, employment opportunities, living standards, and access to education. These structural inequalities have driven a massive migration of youth toward large cities, especially those holding bachelor's degrees, in pursuit of better career prospects and upward social mobility. Over the past decade, metropolises and large cities such as Shanghai, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Hangzhou, Beijing, Wuhan, Shanxi, Suzhou, Nanjing, Chengdu, Xi'an, and Hefei have drawn millions of young people. As a result, many less developed regions are experiencing varying degrees of hollowing out, with the mismatch between economic development needs and human capital storage becoming increasingly pronounced. Meanwhile, the rapid expansion of higher education in China has led to a sharp increase in the number of college graduates from just over 1 million in 2000 to 11.58 million in 2023. As employment competition in major cities intensifies, involution has become increasingly pronounced. Soaring living expense, unaffordable housing prices, and the growing increasingly of long-term settlement have resulted in a shift in graduates' employment preference. Accordingly, college students are increasingly seeking opportunities outside the major urban centers, opting to return to their hometowns or move to small and medium-sized cities. This emerging trend, known as sinking employment, reflects a notable change in postgraduate migration and employment patterns. Simultaneously, China's labor market is undergoing a profound transformation. The digital economy, remarkable for its unprecedented pace, breadth, and depth, is redefining employment dynamics across the country. It has significantly expanded job opportunities, diversified employment channels, and contributed to optimizing the labor structure, thus offering new solutions to the employment challenge. According to the 2022 China Digital Economy Talent Development Report, released by the Shanghai Digital Economy Talent Market Management Committee, nearly 30 million people were employed in the digital economy sector in 2022. Digital platforms alone, such as WeChat, Douyin, Kuaishou, JD.com, Taobao, and Meituan, generating approximately 240 million net employment positions in 2021, accounting for approximately 27% of China's working age population. A report by the China Society of Information Economics titled China's Digital Economy Frontier Platform, Platforms and Full Employment projects add that the digital economy will contribute to 449 million jobs nationwide by 2030. With the diffusion of digital technologies into less developed areas, traditional geographic constraints have been eroded, catalyzing the emergence of new forms of flexible employment at the country level and below. A 2021 study by the Chinese Academy of Labor and Social Security found that 38.2% of digital economy workers were located in counties and rural areas, whereas only 35.7% and 25.1% were in municipalities of provincial capitals and other prefecture level cities, respectively. This suggests that the share of digital labor in countries and villages has surpassed that in first and second tier cities, as an increasing number of new occupations are shifting toward lower tier urban and rural regions. According to data released in 2022 by the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Affairs, each return-led entrepreneurial project is capable of creating On average, 7 stable jobs and approximately 17 flexible job opportunities. This way, employment expansion, driven by the digital economy, has substantially increased the demand for returning talent. Under the dual forces of mounting employment, pressure, and the promise of the digital economy, returning to one's hometown has become a viable and increasingly appealing choice for many college graduates. By 2022, the proportion of undergraduates opting for hometown-based employment and risen by 4% compared to that in the 2003 cohort. Accordingly, elucidating emerging patterns in population mobility, especially the growing trend of college graduates returning to county-level hometowns, is not only timely but also socially relevant. It has important implications for addressing regional development imbalances, optimizing human resource allocation, advancing rural revitalization, and promoting high quality economic growth at the country level. Studies have suggested that a wide range of factors varying in both their direction of influence and relative importance influence college graduates' decision to return home for employment. The factors affecting return to hometown employment intention ranked from most to least influential and are individual characteristic employment related considerations, hometown condition, and family factors. Among these, individual attributes serve as the fundamental internal driver, and external factors ultimately exert their influence throughout individual instinct, perceptions, and preference. Hometown related factors, in turn, represent the most critical external determinants, whereas employment factors act as the immediate and direct drivers shaping graduates' decision to return. Primary individual level determinants are gender and educational background. Empirical studies have shown that female graduates are significantly more likely to return to their hometowns than their male counterparts. This tendency can be explained by long-standing gender-based division of labor. Men are typically assigned societal roles that involve physical labor, tool use, competition, and responsibilities to work groups outside the family, whereas women are more often associated with roles in facing interpersonal care, nurturing emotional expression, and domestic responsibilities. Therefore, women tend to prefer employment paths that allow them to better balance family obligation. Did not observe a statistically significant gender difference in return to hometown decisions, suggesting that changing societal gender norms may be weakening this traditional pattern. Both the level of education and the field of study shape employment choices. Some studies have suggested that graduates with lower levels of education are more likely to return to their hometowns for employment, possibly because individuals with higher degrees can obtain greater returns on their educational investment in urban labor makers. In addition, the relevance of one's major to local labor demands significantly increase the likelihood in returning. For example, men with degrees in forestry or agriculture and women with degrees in education are more likely to return home for work. Taken together, graduates with relatively lower educational attainment and majors aligned with rural labor market needs exhibit a significantly higher probability of engaging in hometown employment. Employment related considerations are crucial in shaping graduates' return decisions. Fundamentally, labor migration reflects worker response to the expected income differential between rural and urban areas. Individuals' intention to return increase when they anticipate that employment in their hometowns will yield greater returns than urban job opportunities. However, such decisions are constrained by the availability of suitable job openings. A persistent shortage of employment positions in rural areas has long constituted a major obstacle to the return of skilled talent. The recent implementation of China's rural revitalization strategy has contributed to the expansion of agricultural value chains and emerging sectors, such as rural e-commerce and rural tourism, all of which have created more employment opportunities for college graduates. Against this backdrop, graduates are increasingly choosing to either return home to start their own businesses or pursue local employment opportunities in their hometowns. Hometown level influences primarily include policy support and emotional attachment. Regarding the former, policies aimed at encouraging return to hometown employment are crucial in guiding college graduates back to their local communities. Return related policies formulated at the school, local, and national levels, such as career counseling, preferential incentives, and entrepreneurship supports, have been shown to significantly increase graduates' awareness of and confidence in hometown employment options. These measures effectively increase the attractiveness of returning home to work. Emotional bonds with one's hometown constitute a key pull factor that strongly motivates college graduates to return. Such affective ties markedly promote return to hometown employment decisions. In the context of China's household registration system, the hometown serves as a car maker or identity, belonging, and social cohesion. Local dietary customs and a stable living environment often attract graduates back home. In addition, the intention to return can be further reinforced by a longing for family members and attachment to one's school life during adolescence. Notably, the perceived strength of hometown employment policies can possibly moderate the relationship between emotional attachment and willingness to return, in changing the effect of emotional bonds on return decisions. Bueno, este artículo básicamente habla sobre pues la alfabetización o cómo la alfabetización financiera digital influye en la vulnerabilidad de los consumidores en un contexto pues que cada vez está más marcado por las economías digitales y por la inteligencia artificial generativa. Parte de una realidad que es la digitalización y la inteligencia artificial que están transformando la forma en la que se acceden a los productos y servicios, ¿cierto? Sobre todo productos y servicios financieros. Y señalan pues que tiene que ver mucho la alfabetización financiera digital, que es clave pues para enfrentar este tipo de retos. Una persona con conocimientos adecuados no solamente comprende cómo funcionan las plataformas digitales, sino que también sabe identificar los riesgos, evitar estafas y tomar decisiones informadas. Hay una brecha, pues que mientras algunos consumidores se benefician de esas tecnologías, otros con menor educación digital se vuelven más vulnerables, lo que aumenta pues las desigualdades económicas. Y pues los autores plantean como la necesidad de políticas públicas y estrategias educativas que permitan fortalecer como la educación financiera, ¿cierto? Entonces, pues en conclusión, la combinación de la baja alfabetización financiera y el avance de la inteligencia artificial generativa aumentan la vulnerabilidad del consumidor. Invertir en educación financiera es fundamental pues para lograr mercados más seguros, más inclusivos y más sostenibles. Ya como estudiante de ingeniería financiera, pues no basta con dominar solamente los modelos financieros tradicionales, sino que es esencial comprender cómo la digitalización y la inteligencia artificial impactan sobre el sistema financiero. Pues que los ingenieros financieros también deben diseñar productos accesibles y transparentes que protejan a los consumidores y reduzcan riesgos. Creo que pues esa es como el análisis o la síntesis del archivo. Muchas gracias.